Well, I'm back at the Flying J in Saskatoon, and that guy left so soon, you know. I wanted to see how he tied down his stuff because that's a very cool way to learn. But today we're gonna talk about dangers or fears. No, dangers. Now, danger number one, and I find that with many people, is that they don't have any goals, you know. They're always hesitating, procrastinating, they don't know what they want. One day they want one thing, another day they want another thing. And the best way to fix that is you gotta have a file on your computer, as I always say, goals, you know. And each time you check that, make sure that's exactly what you want. And for the past probably, I don't know, 3-4 months, that file on my desktop on the computer was to get into heavy haul with my own trailer, because I was also not sure, oh, shall I do it? Everybody says there's no money in heavy haul, you know. But as long as you have a written goal, like just the goal, oh, I want to do this, you know, something oral statement, they never work. You must have it in writing. And so now I gotta update my goals, because that thing was achieved. But I think now for me the main goal is to learn how to not to kill any civilians, and especially freight brokers when hauling heavy equipment. So now my main goal is basically training, learning. But that's one danger of not having goals, right? Now another danger is, which is more important for the topic of this video, is the danger of being typecast. You know, like in movies, actors, let's say you play a criminal and you're very good at it in your role, and then your next movie, there's a bad guy role and there's a good guy role, and the director says, well, you were so good in that, you know, previous flick, so we're gonna give you the bad guy role. And you start playing the bad guys, and now you all, before you know it, you're typecast, you're the criminal. Now, why I mentioned that is that my first load, as you saw, right, was a Volvo grader. Now you can guess, since I'm talking about being typecast, you can guess what my next load is. It's a motor grader. Come on, give me a break. Well, this one is smaller. This one is only 11 feet tall. Weighs about 36,000 pounds, and this is a used machine. And basically they sold it to Belgium in Europe. And my job is to take it to a port in Maryland, where this thing will get on a ship. But this one has a shorter blade, so we managed to tug it in. It's pretty much legal, but this time I used much more chains, remembering how it was moving on me. Alright, so now I got chains in the back with some massive binders. I got chains in the front, a whole bunch of chains on the blade. Then I ran out of binders, so I had to use my 3/8 chains. And I used protection everywhere, not to damage the chains. See this? Oh, and then one thing I learned, I called a guy in Washington and I said, what do you do with this? What do you do with these sharp edges, you know? And he says, we carry pieces of old mud flaps, and I would just cut them and we put them like this. And I remembered I have a piece of rubber, so I went inside the shop, that Caterpillar shop, and I asked him to help me cut them. So I cut them into these small pieces, and now I just, you see, this way the chain, oh Jesus, look at this. See, otherwise it just rubs against this. It's a very sharp edge. That's why people use shackles. So, by the way, speaking of shackles, I did buy some. I bought okay, hold on. I got these ones, right? These are shackles. But of course, when you buy shackles, you always buy the wrong size. Alright? So these 6.5 tons, so basically 13,000 pounds, but the opening is too small, you know. I got 4 of these, and then I got 4 smaller ones for 3/8 chain. See, but this would be beautiful if I could put this in, and then I would just put it like this. Yeah, put it like this, and then I can hook up my chain to here, and you see nothing is rubbing, right? That's why guys use it. This is beautiful. So thanks to that guy who made the suggestion on my channel on my previous movies. It's just one of my previous vids. I just need to buy a bigger one. Oh, and one more thing I learned. Actually, yesterday I was talking to a guy about another former Lancer driver about ratings for these chains. See, like this is my 3/8 chain, right? So this is only rated for 6,000 pounds, and then this configuration, this is called indirect, so you get 6,000. But if you have like this, which is called direct, from one side of the trailer to the machine, you only get 50%. So that's only 3,000, right? And another one 3,000 over there, so that's 6,000. But that's why you need a bigger chain. But the thing is, when you use a bigger chain, you must have a binder that's also rated for the same weight. And this chain, this massive 1/2 inch chain, is rated for 11,300 pounds. So I'm getting half here, right? Because it's a direct tie down. But turns out I really screwed up with the binders, you know, like that big agricultural store in somewhere in South Carolina when I bought the trailer. Oh yeah, he had the smaller ones that I got. Nice shackles, you know, they will come in handy for smaller chain. Basically you put them inside all these little holes, but this one has a much smaller rating. What is this? 4.4 tons. 4 tons, so 8,000 pounds roughly. But here's where I screw up. And it's not just my fault. I don't think they should be selling binders like this, because this is a massive binder, right? 1/2 inch. But it says 3/8. I thought it was 1/2 inch because I was looking at this one number, 1/2 inch. But then on the hook it says 3/8 to 1, you know, 1/2 inch. See? 3/8 to 1/2. And that kind of like, I did not like this. And then I started looking for any markings. And guess what? Right on the handle, even though it's a 1/2 inch binder, on the handle, embossed like this, is a warning message. Probably it's very hard to see, but it says do not load over 9,200 pounds, 9,200, and made in US. This is not a cheap, that's why they're like 75 bucks. Why? Because this was what was the name of this? So it's not China, it's like some serious MD something, McDonald's something. Yeah, it's an expensive binder. But so these are wrong ones, and I bought 8 of these, 75 times 8. That's $600 US. But you know, how many binders do you need? So I thought, okay, I spend this kind of money, and then I don't need to bind them again. Well, it turns out, so there's bad news and good news. Oh, and I had to throw away 2 of the binders because they were damaged, right? So now I have only 6 left. And oh, by the way, these ones, because the store did not have enough of those DRATCHEV binders, so I had to buy these. You know, that's the same place where I bought, and actually they were cheaper. Just the regular snap binders, massive. Look at the size. And guess what? They're rated for 11,000 pounds. You know, they were like, I forgot, 40 bucks or 50 bucks, but cheaper. See? I don't know if you can see it, but over here it says 11,000 pounds, which is actually still worse because the chain is rated for 11.3. You see? But the good news is that I started searching online and I found that there's a much lower price you can get on this stuff. So what I'm gonna do is once I'm back home, I'm gonna put an ad on Kijiji, which is our Canadian equivalent of Craigslist. Even though we have Craigslist, but I don't think many people use it. And I'm gonna sell those binders because they're still good for somebody who just uses a 3/8 chain. And I'm gonna buy regular binders, 1/2 inch, and they are rated for 12,000 pounds. So, oh, and the best part is that the price is only 35 bucks, $36. So I'm gonna buy them online and probably pick them up. It's the place where I bought my tarps before for the step deck. There's a place in Ohio and they have a big warehouse, so they can just, you buy it and you tell them in the notes there on their website that you're gonna pick it up yourself. And right now I'll be going through that part, so maybe I'll just make a detour and pick them up. I got enough chains. Oh, and now the next thing I need to do, so I'll find these shackles, bigger shackles. But I also found another place, like thanks a lot to the guy who left a link, that AW Direct, and they do have lots of slip hooks. And I found the ones that I needed, the one with high rating. I think there was 13,000 pounds or 12,000 pounds, but exactly what I need, because those are also handy. So, because if you don't have shackles, you know, you can put that big hook that looks like a fishing hook. You can put right in here, right? And then you don't have to break your chain like this and protect it, because there'll be a hook in here, you know? Or just even some guys just hook it up in here again so that you don't have to do, you know, put the chain like this. So it's all good, you know. So basically I consider this my training, and I'm very happy that for now I'm just doing light loads. Like I said, this is only 36,000 pounds, so I weigh maybe 77 now gross. Correction, I just had a big brunch. Didn't eat anything since morning. Spent probably like 4 hours loading this thing. Oh, and the guy says, no, we don't drive it, but he says, I'll show you how to do it. So the cat guy was standing next to me and telling me how to do it. And actually this was not easy, because this thing articulates, you know, like moves over there. There's a point. So another reason why I had to put a whole bunch of chains to prevent articulation in transit, but also it has this blade with this thing, with the round thing over there. So it's pretty much like that Volvo. It can go this way, it can go this way, up, down, turn, like it's amazing. Oh, and the wheels have a tilt. I hit one button and the whole machine started going like this. What? So yeah, and you can see that this is much shorter because we just put it like this. I didn't want to put it again on that trunnion. We put it like this, but it was sitting in here. I didn't like it, and then the cat guy says, what if we put the timbers in here? I said, hey, that's a good idea. You know, so now it has extra point of contact. Sits like this, beautiful. And I just did what, 15-18 kilometers, like 10 miles. So now I'm gonna check my chains and head towards the border. I just got my bond. It goes in bond to the port, so I must remember to cancel it once I deliver the machine. Oh, and now I have to clean up all this dirt because it rained overnight, so the yard in there was a mess. It was a total mess. But now the sun is up, everything dried up towards the lunchtime. But I've been there a long time at that loading place. But I'm happy that it's only 36,000 pounds, you know. So, oh, and I covered the exhaust just to be on the safe side. Oh, and the exhaust on this thing is like, I don't know, 3 inches, whereas on that Volvo it was huge. It was like, I don't know, 3/4 of a foot. So I got the Bond, I got the Ace. I was just, I was sitting at Danny's and they have free Wi-Fi, so I downloaded. Now I just gotta print them out and head over to the border. But from here it's 2,000 miles if I go straight through Chicago, which I don't want to do. I want to go around Chicago, so that'll be 2,200 miles. And now we got a plan as well. Today's Monday, so I got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday left, and next Monday is a Labor Day in the States, so they're gonna be closed. So either I drive too fast and deliver Friday, or I drive super slow and deliver Tuesday. So basically the guy says it's up to you. Okay. Well, thanks for watching. I hope I'll use my Mac for this video and iMovie. We'll see how it, if it works any better with this. But I'm using my Flip right now. So, all right, thanks for watching. Be safe.